and welcome back to another Why Not podcast where we got tough questions and even tougher answers.
We had a big fight going on this last Sunday here. It'll be a week from today when this podcast rolls out, I guess. But what do we think about this fight? I know you got a lot to say on it.
Who do you think won? That's the biggest question.
If there was judges, it might have been a possibility. It could have been a draw.
Think so?
I mean, they both landed big punches.
I watched the fight over a news feed.
Oh, okay, yeah.
On a website and something, and there was an unofficial scorecard, but the unofficial scorecard has Mayweather beating Logan though.
I went into the fight really hoping for Logan.
I did too. I had a lot of hope for him.
And after watching it, I cannot confidently say that Logan won that fight.
No. Well,
Judge Jake Paul thinks he won her.
Wow.
6 rounds to 2.
Well, and that's exactly how. That's the other way. I think it was actually 6 rounds Mayweather, 2 rounds Logan Paul.
Yeah.
Like the first couple rounds, he did a lot better than I thought he would have. But
The stamina.
later on is when Floyd really just held back the whole time.
Yeah,
he just
I
held
think so,
back,
too.
and then the later rounds is when he just started going ham.
He
on him.
definitely reserved himself for later rounds. He went into the fight wanting to take it into deeper water.
And Logan just wanted it done. He wanted to go.
Well, Logan knew if it was up to viewer discretion that Mayweather would win the fight. Not technically, but
would win the fight.
if it wasn't a knockout, it was probably favored Mayweather.
Yeah.
Did you guys watch the undercards?
No.
I couldn't. Showtime actually crashed.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I did watch the undercards, and I think, honestly, the best fight of that night was Ocho Cinco and Brian Maxwell.
Was it the knockout?
The knockdown.
Knockdown.
He didn't get knocked out, but it was the knockdown.
Nobody knocked out on the night.
No.
I saw there was a draw and a knockout. And was there one other one? Draw, knockdown.
There was a third one.
There was a third one. I don't know what that was.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened
Badu
now.
Jack.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Badu Jack.
Oh.
The co-main event.
Yeah.
It was Badu Jack and Sean Pascal.
Never heard.
Oh, yeah. Badu Jack won that by knockout, didn't he?
I'm not
Is
sure.
it TKO?
Yeah, I don't know.
Something? I don't know.
I'm not sure. But anyways, so what Logan was saying after this fight is it's like a mental victory for him. Like he went and fought the biggest, baddest champion of a boxer ever and survived 8 rounds.
Yeah, went into deep water. So do you think... Also, kind of perking Logan, though. Floyd said after the fight he's a much better boxer than he thought he was going to be.
That's all it needed. That's all he needed right there.
Yeah.
That's all he needed.
Where does Logan go from here?
Yeah, who do you take next? There's nobody better.
Mike Tyson?
I would.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Michael Jordan?
I
Is he into it?
If I was him, just build up your record.
Yeah.
Well, he's actually 0-1, so he
Well,
really needs to build it up.
Build up a record.
He really needs to build it
Yeah.
up.
Jake Paul has a fight coming out later this summer, right?
Yes, he
Tyron
does.
Woodley,
Yep.
Any
another MMA champ.
little better shape than Ben Askren at the moment.
Slightly.
And maybe not a better past, but currently is much more current in the MMA world than Ben was.
Did
Yeah.
you hear about Logan Paul wanting to go right into MMA?
I did not. I heard rumors about it.
I watched like the post-game press conference or whatever, and there was a lot of people saying, and he thinks he could benefit a lot from that.
He did wrestle in high school.
Right. He was a big
And
wrestler.
he was a decent wrestler. But
You don't think so? I think
he's really long.
Yeah. Be
Too-
tough to be good on the floor, I think.
Yeah.
just
for
there's
him.
too much going on there.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, he proved us. Nobody thought he was actually going to get a fight against Floyd
No.
Mayweather when he came out with that to start. You want to move on to a trivia?
We're going
Let's
right
do her.
into it.
We're
Get
gonna
into
we're gonna get
trivia.
right
Let's
into
do
a
her.
trivia.
Yep. Let's go.
all about guns.
That's what we like to hear.
You ready?
Yep.
All right. First question. We'll go closest answer.
Okay.
How many guns are owned in America?
3.
3.
At
No,
least.
that's not final answer.
How many people do we have in America?
Couple.
More than 3.
Couple.
We got 3.
What do we have, like 6? I was going to say a billion, but I feel like that's high.
No. I don't know. Is that a acceptable hint? How many people are in the world or in America? Not the world.
Yeah.
That might be world.
What is it? What?
I want to say 700 million.
Yeah, no.
Really?
328.
328 million.
That's
Okay.
close.
Okay. I'm gonna say out of the 328 million people we have, we have. I'm gonna say 250 million.
So a lot of people own or don't own guns, but
Well,
then most
but
people
most
that
people own
do
multiple
own
guns.
multiple.
5 seconds.
So I'm gonna compensate for that and say 250.
I'm gonna go with the over and say 260 million.
Wow, 270 million.
Oh,
First point goes to Tyson.
kidding me.
We're going to roll right into the next one. What country has the least amount of guns?
Not us.
Not us.
Australia.
That was a good answer,
Was it?
but it's probably not the right one.
What?
I'm gonna go with Canada. They seem too nice.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
Canada's like us.
I'm saying Australia. Their guns are banned.
The correct answer is Taiwan.
Oh.
Next question.
I still think I'm right. Their guns are banned. Okay.
What country made the first gun?
Great Britain.
Yeah.
That was
You're not going to expect this one.
Oh shit, not Great Britain.
Great Britain.
They're shooting their muskets.
Mesquite.
Spain. Spaniards.
Russia.
China.
China. God.
They make everything.
China does.
They do
China makes everything.
They're good at making things.
All right.
Ooh, this is tough.
This is an ABCD question.
Perfect.
I know my alphabet well.
What was the first gun called? A. Boom boom.
Boom,
Boom, boom.
B.
boom, boom.
Gun.
Gun. Oh.
Gun.
C. Fire lance. D. Musket.
I'm gonna go with C.
C. Fire lance.
Yeah.
That's
my guess.
That sounds like a really good name. I want to go with C as well.
It is C. Fire
Yep.
lance. So Tyson 2, Ethan 1.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
This is an AB question.
True, false. A, B. Yes, no.
Not quite. AB.
Okay.
First one to answer. No, you can't have the same answer. First one to answer gets it.
Oh, that's gay. Okay.
Does the other person get the other answer then?
Yes. Automatically.
Okay.
What is America's favorite gun? A. Glock 19. B. 1911.
The
B.
favorite gun or most owned?
B.
Favorite.
B.
1911.
He
I
picked
said it first.
B. Well, the correct answer is A. Glock 19. I would have thought it would have been the 1911 too.
The 1911. Oh, hell of a gun.
All right, next
Okay, then.
question. What
We're
country
tied up.
has the most guns?
Russia. Russia. Russia or the U.S.?
America.
I got to be different than Tyson. Then I'm going with Russia still.
The answer is the United States of America.
We're the best at everything.
Sure are. We got a lot.
Number one, baby.
Alrighty.
Next question. Do you think everyone should be able to own a gun? Why or why not? Up to my discretion.
So we got to convince you
Best answer wins.
why we should be
What do
able
you
to
mean
own
by
a gun.
everyone?
Why every single person should have a gun.
Nope. Do you think
Oh, do I think?
everyone should be able to own a gun?
Yes.
What do you mean by everyone though?
Is that convincing?
Are we talking like
Every human being on the planet Earth.
4-year-old preschooler walks to the store and buys himself a pistol?
No.
Yeah.
So, okay, then not every human being.
Who's answering first? Who's answering
I'll
first?
answer first.
'Kay.
Okay.
What's the score right now? 3-2.
3-2.
Okay.
Not everyone. Most people, not everyone. I think that there should be an age limit on it. So like I said earlier, 4-year-old preschooler can't go buy himself a pistol.
Mhm.
I feel like that's okay. An okay thing. I am not for sure on what the age limit should be. Feel like mid-teens, somewhere in there. 16, 17.
Ooh.
I think you're old enough to drive a car, you're old enough to buy a gun.
Okay. Is that your final answer?
Oh,
No.
no, not quite.
No.
Not quite done yet.
False alarm.
There should be a little bit of a background check before you buy a gun. So like let's say if I've shot up a school before, I shouldn't be allowed to buy a gun
Okay.
You'd probably be in
or own one.
prison.
Yeah,
Owning guns probably the least of your worries
Yeah.
at the moment.
But that-
Yeah.
that's included in everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So prisoners,
Okay.
probably no in prison.
What about ex-prisoners?
I think it depends on what they did.
Okay.
Like a
Sorry.
drunk
I
driving?
shouldn't have budged in.
Yep.
That's
Drunk driving. You gotta go spend the night. Well, I guess it's jail.
Yeah, that's not prison.
It depends on what you did. You gotta look.
all right. Wrap it up.
If it's gun
Wrap it
related,
up.
then you gotta cut her off.
Okay.
Non-gun related, I think
So
you can probably own one.
mid-teens,
Age limit, a little bit of background check.
a little bit of a background check. All right, Ethan, let's hear your answer. To tie it up, send it into
Yeah,
overtime.
to tie it up. Okay, so I believe that no, not everybody should own a gun. Well, because if you think that everybody should own a gun, then that really makes it worse. Because then you're trying to force people to do things that maybe they're not comfortable with. So obviously, keep the age limit where it is, 18 years old. That's a pretty good age. You're an adult then, so you're obviously able to make your own decisions and know whether you're not good or not to handle a gun. But it shouldn't be forced upon somebody. You shouldn't say, hey, you don't have a gun, go get one because you need one and because it's the best thing to ever happen to you. If people don't think they can handle owning a gun, then they should not be owning a gun. They shouldn't be owning anything like that. About the prison thing, depending on the charges, same thing. Basically the same thing that he said, depending on the charges, is, I mean, if you go to jail for a night or two.
Continue. Keep rolling. The audience is disrupting right now. Continue.
If you go to jail for a night or two, you should still definitely be able to, you gonna hold yourself together.
Yeah, go to jail night or two. Can't have it.
What else should I cover here? But yeah, basically, everybody, almost everybody over the age of 18 should be able to own a gun, but they should not all have a gun.
Okay.
That's my final verdict.
My final verdict is we're going to send this one into overtime.
Before we go to overtime, well, you think of an overtime question, I think we might need to hit a sponsorship.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah,
idea. We'll send it to a sponsor. This week's featured sponsor is Coda Lawn Care. Easy to work with, affordable, and the best job in the 563 area. Get a hold of Coda Lawn Care for all your lawn mowing and power washing needs. Proud sponsor of the Why Not podcast. All right, we are back for the final question in overtime. It is tied right now, and the final question is, what is the most common gun in the world?
The world? Like a type of gun or a specific model of a gun?
Specific model of a gun.
Balls.
And it's the most popular, so it's very well known. I know for a fact you have both heard of this gun.
We are going to go with a 9mm pistol.
AK-47.
I'm gonna say a 9mm pistol.
Winner.
Oh, really?
AK-47 is the most common gun in the world.
Damn, I thought
That's
that
a
was
2-week streak.
Damn.
Just rolling.
We're tied up on trivia.
Yeah.
2-2.
2-2.
All right. We're going to wrap up trivia.
Yep.
But it's also going to roll right into our next topic, which is gun control. And there's been a couple new laws just close to us and a ways away from us that have been placed. Starting with Governor Reynolds just passed, and I quote, the HF 765 law, which was put into place on April 2nd, 2021, removes the requirement for a permit to acquire or permit to carry in order to purchase a handgun or carry a firearm in public places.
Huh.
What do you think about that? So you would still need to be 18 because you have to be able to purchase a gun. But once you turn 18, you can carry around a gun.
So you don't even need a permit to carry anymore?
Yeah, so no longer a permit to carry.
Law removes the requirement for a permit to acquire or a permit to carry in order to purchase
it used to
a
be
handgun.
21 to be able to get your
Right.
carry permit too. So now it's down to 18 and no permit.
Right. But
Oh boy.
you're going to have a background check when you buy the gun.
That's fine, yeah.
So what do you think? You think that's okay? You think if I have a clean background check with no previous gun knowledge, that I should be able to go buy a gun and walk around with
I think you should probably have to take the test.
I think like the little test they have for us, obviously it's like the most common sense thing ever.
Right.
But for people that have never handled a gun ever and they want to do that, they want to get a concealed carry, I think they should have to take that test.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think that little test was a good thing.
So what about the age?
the age, I think that's fine.
You think 18?
I think it's
alright,
fine. Yeah. If you can buy any other gun, if you can buy a rifle, I think it's fine.
Okay. Well, since we're on the law trend, California just placed a new law. And Tyson, I think you know. Did you do a little research on that?
Yeah, I did. So I think it was a 32-year-old law. Funny one. A 32-year-old law, I think, is what it said.
Yep.
That they could not manufacture and you couldn't purchase in the state of California. Was it an assault rifle? Is that what it was? I think.
Yeah, I think so. On assault weapons.
Assault weapons, yeah. And they overruled that. That is not a thing anymore.
Said it was unconstitutional.
Unconstitutional. Goes against your right to carry a firearm to protect yourselves. And it might be appealed to Supreme Court. No, is what I read.
So, what do you guys take on assault rifles? We'll start with semi-automatic.
They're fine. I mean, okay. What I've seen like these videos and things of these guys carrying assault rifles through a city.
Okay.
Just to get public attention for it. And just to be like, oh, we're not doing anything.
Mhm.
We're just carrying a rifle. That's just stupid.
Yep,
That's just
agreed.
plain dumb.
You're asking.
You don't need to be doing that, and you're asking for trouble.
Yeah.
But just owning an assault rifle. I don't.
So do you think they should have the right to do that?
They should have the right to do that, but they should know that.
You think it comes
Obviously-
down to a moral judgment
Yeah.
Yeah.
that I shouldn't walk around
You
flaunting my
also
AR-15.
have the right to go into like the south side of Chicago or whatever and yell the N-word. Not saying it's a good idea, but
Fair
you have
point.
the right to do
Fair
so.
point.
So
Okay, so moving into fully automatic or bump stock guns, do you think that anybody should be able to purchase a fully automatic weapon? And do you think there's a line to where someone can be able to purchase it?
people should be able to, but not like a normal or a semi-auto gun. Like bump stock, I think they should have not banned those.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think those should have been banned.
I think there should be a little bit more extensive of a background check for those. Than
Right.
I
just
agree.
your
So maybe
pistol
like
or
a
your
more-
shotgun.
Maybe a more like deeper check into who
Definitely
we
a
really
more
are.
in-depth thing to go on for those.
Yeah.
Just
'Cause-
kind of like what you experienced. You tried buying a silencer
Yeah.
one time.
Suppressor, yeah, that was
Suppressor. Took a long time for that to get
9
through.
months.
That's how I feel about someone owning a fully auto gun. Well, bump stock I think should be just about like any other normal gun because
Yeah.
you physically have to be pressing back against it
Right.
in order for it to keep going. But for fully auto, unexperienced people, if they just start holding that,
Well, and it has happened.
and
That-
it'll just go.
Well, that was a while ago when that girl was shooting was it a Tommy gun?
It was a little Uzi. It was an Uzi.
It was an Uzi.
Yep.
Mhm.
And she just and
And
shot the instructor.
Yeah.
yep.
So, okay, it's a terrible thing to say, but whose fault is that?
That girl shouldn't be shooting that gun.
It's the people who let the girl shoot that gun without. I feel like she was very inexperienced with guns like that.
So, is there a point where the instructor steps up and says maybe they shouldn't be?
We shouldn't be doing this.
Everybody who let her shoot that gun should be at fault, or nobody's actually at fault, but should be responsible for what happened.
So you think it was basically just like it was somebody's life, but an accident,
Yes,
and you think accidents
that could have been prevented.
that
an
an
accident-
accident
It's a
that
very
could have been
That could have
Preventable
been
accident.
prevented.
Okay. So when you talk about like more in depth, okay, so do you think our police officers should be able to carry on fully automatic weapons?
Yeah, with extensive training.
They go through the
obviously,
training.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you think, like, give a scenario where a police officer needs a fully automatic weapon?
But I was just gonna say, I don't feel like a fully automatic weapon is practical.
like, in what scenario should a police officer need to just open fire and
I
spray?
don't know. I don't think there would be a scenario.
In my eyes, a semi-automatic weapon,
It does the job just
Yeah,
fine,
that
and
would-
is a little more practical.
Yeah.
For what police officers want to do. Police officers,
they're not there to kill.
they don't want to kill. They just want to stop the threat.
Right. And sometimes it happens to be
And a
that way.
fully automatic gun would almost be not as efficient at doing that because recoil is going to get the best of you.
Right.
And
Yeah.
you're not going to be able to control that.
Even with as much training as they get, it doesn't stop recoil.
No.
So wherever that stray bullet ends up going,
Exactly. Could be going to a civilian.
and when you're talking about a 5.56 round, could travel a long ways before something stops it, especially in a city where there's going to be more things going on.
So, yeah, maybe backtrack. Maybe don't think police officers should have fully automatic guns because I don't know that there would ever be a time where they just need to spray.
Is there ever a time that civilians need to?
I was just going to say, so where do you,
Yeah.
so why should a civilian be able to have a fully automatic weapon, but our police officer not be able to carry?
I almost feel like civilians do the semi-automatic guns, assault guns. It's a hobby thing. It's a sport thing
Mm-hmm.
for most. There's some extremists out there that are preparing
And
for
there
the
are in everything.
apocalypse.
Yeah.
That are
Or extremists that want to cause damage to multiple people's lives.
that too.
So, is there maybe not a way for any civilian, even through the strenuous background check, to own it, but have access to go shoot recreationally? So, like, say our sportsman's club.
Yeah.
Say they have a day where they have talked to the local gunsmith and they bring out a couple fully automatic weapons for people to shoot recreationally. Is that more logical than people owning them?
I feel like that is a little more logical because that's what people. I feel like the majority of people that are gonna want to own them are gonna want them for is to just do it for fun on a certain day. So that would be a lot more practical than people owning one.
Right.
Because especially with the price of ammo right now.
Very true.
Oof.
Since we were talking about our police officers, locally, we've had a little issue with supporting the Blue. I think it was brought to the city hall's attention, or the town's attention, by a couple people, that the fire department was flying a blue striped flag, right?
Was it?
I think it was the fire department.
Okay.
And it was taken down because it offended people in town.
How does that offend you? That's my one question. How do people see a police car and just get offended?
Sadly, I think in today's world, there are some people that see it that way. So, I think we can just all start by saying we fully back the Blue.
Yes.
Yep.
And actually, ever since that has happened, there's been multiple blue line flags that have popped up around town, showing our respect for it. But it's no secret that there's always, or there has been, a fight between the cops and civilians.
Always.
On respect and like that. Where do we start to fix that? Because it is a very damaged relationship right now.
I feel like there definitely needs to be a lot more communication between both sides. A lot more. I don't know how they would do it though. There needs to be a lot more just communication between police officers and normal people. Like, if you get to be friends with police officers, they're really fun, good people, just like anybody else would be to be, hang around with. And I just feel like small police departments really don't have as big of an issue with this.
Right.
Yeah.
But like bigger cities should be more connected with their people.
So, kind of bouncing to what we said earlier, there's extremists in everything.
Right.
So, you have your not wanting, I guess you can say wanting to show their power, police officers. And then you have your just normal police officers just want to do their job.
Right.
But on the other hand, you also have civilians that want to push their limits. And that just want to urge on police officers to do something bad. And everything's recorded nowadays, so anything you do is going to be recorded.
Yeah.
How do you stop that? How do you stop? You're saying communication? And do you think it'll ever get fixed?
I don't think it'll ever be fully fixed, but I do believe communication between both sides and a stronger relationship between the both sides is a good start. There's always going to be people who hate on the other side, on both sides. There will always be the cops that want you to know, yeah, I got more power than you.
Yeah. And so, not parlaying anything, but another huge issue is also racism and segregation. Do you think it kind of goes hand in hand? Do you think that's similar situations that maybe will never be fixed but need to be improved?
What do you mean it goes hand in hand?
No, I'm not saying that. Not that it does go hand in hand, but similar relationship to where it's a problem that needs to be fixed, but that maybe will never go away.
Okay.
Do you think those are different? Do you think
the whole cops racism thing is media controlled? The media, I feel like it's just media controlled.
They seem to blow it up more.
The media blows up.
I think there's definitely more. There's definitely some cops that are racist.
Yep.
And there's possibly some black cops that are racist the other way. Who knows? But that's with everything. And they really blow it up huge.
And maybe we don't see as much of it in smaller towns because we get to not hand select our cops, but in small towns everybody knows everybody.
Yeah.
So if someone's maybe kind of sketchy or a bad person, the cop's gonna know and they're gonna be on the lookout. In bigger cities,
yeah,
there's more cops, there's more people.
Like 3 cops.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And if the cops did anything bad here, like the whole town would probably hate them. If they did something really bad, that cop would be have to move across the country.
And with more cops and more people, everything's gonna get blown up, and you have bigger crimes.
But also, as of like, we'll say the George Floyd thing because that is what really blew up on the media. I bet there's a lot more cops that have shot black people and killed black people, maybe even intentionally, that have not faced anything for it because the media hasn't discovered it, hasn't had the chance to blow it up. But they just had the opportunity to blow up the George Floyd thing, so they took that opportunity, and now look where it got.
Right. So you think...
And it goes the other way, too.
Yeah. So... do you think this has always been happening, or because the media has blown it up, that it's created more extremists?
It's always been happening. I feel like it's always been happening.
You don't think that the media has created more extremists?
The media, especially in the last few years, has been really taking over in everything, not just like the police thing, but in everything.
Yes, everything.
And the media is just this has always been going on, I believe. But just the media is what is making the extremists. Like, it's really bad when it gets to the point where people are just offended seeing people supporting our police or just even seeing a police guard.
So do you think it was right that the media brought attention to the issue?
There's a difference between bringing attention and using an opportunity.
So what do you think? You think that the way that the media blew it up, maybe not wrongfully accused, because I don't think anybody that saw the video of the George Floyd incident thought that was right.
No.
Do you think that...
I think they didn't do enough of showing the cop side on that case. They showed just the side, the video, all this stuff. I mean, is he reaching into his car for something? Was that the deal? There was some sort of reason that the cop started to use force. Did he use too much force? Yes. But there was a reason that he started to use force, and that wasn't showed. When they showed the video, they started the clip at the point they wanted to start the clip, just to show that part of the video.
I also feel like the media turns it a lot. Because at first, it was just cop kneels on black man's death, causes him to die.
Okay.
No backstory at all to it. There's no headlines about breaking news. It turns out he was potentially reaching for a weapon in his car and was overdosed on whatever.
Okay, but even
was
if,
found.
say he was reaching for something in his car. Okay, let's, not saying he did, but let's say he was.
Yep.
Say he was reaching for a knife. You have him detained on the ground. He was in handcuffs.
Right.
Why do you need to keep kneeling on him?
There's no reason to. That part, that's definitely excessive force.
So, no matter what the buildup was,
right. But
That part gets there.
that should have just ended in, obviously, him completely losing his job and maybe facing minor charges on manslaughter.
minor charges on
Not
manslaughter.
Okay, minor. Charges on manslaughter, okay? But the media has blown up to where I bet like he and his family cannot show their faces at all.
So, maybe his family doesn't deserve it, but I don't think that he should be able to live. Like, obviously, I guess I don't know him personally,
No.
but do you think he's okay with what happened? Do you think that's what he intended?
No, I don't think that's. I don't know. There's a lot to the story where we all don't know, so I don't know what his intentions were.
I think you could get a lot of different thoughts depending on which news source you watched.
Right.
Like,
that's
if you strictly
exactly-
watched one news channel, you could possibly think that, yeah, that's okay, that's what needed to happen. If you watch a different news channel and only that one, then there's a possibility that you could think that this guy, the cop pulled this guy over for no reason, ripped him out of his car, and kneeled on him until he died.
Okay, but the fact still remains. He was detained on the ground in handcuffs, and he
Mhm.
knelt on his neck for 9 minutes.
Yes.
I don't care. Say he was reaching for a gun. He was detained on the ground in handcuffs and knelt on for 9 minutes. There is no, in my eyes, there is no reason that should have happened.
Yeah, I
Right,
agree
we
with
can
you there.
all agree
Yeah.
on that.
So to me, the cop shouldn't be able to live with himself, shouldn't be able to show his face.
I don't know. I think at some point he should have been able to go back to a regular civilian life.
He
I
did-
disagree.
He did kill the guy.
I disagree.
Even first degree murder charges. If like somebody goes out and just shoots a man on purpose, complete intent, they'll get prison, but then they'll be able to go back to life.
They are?
Sure about that?
You're not going to jail for life. A first degree murder charge, I don't think is life.
We're gonna fact check that.
Fact check it, please.
So okay, so do you think it should go the other way?
What do you mean?
What? Say a cop pulls me over and asks me to step out of the car and put my hands behind my back, and he reaches to cuff me, and I turn around and shoot him. Do you think the punishment should be equal both ways?
Yeah.
But the police officer was just trying to do his job when he detained George Floyd.
Right. He was just trying to do his job, but at the end of the day, someone's dead.
Okay.
Well, I feel like if you did that, turn around, shot the police officer, you have complete intent of killing that police officer.
First degree murder.
First degree murder. But that police officer, I don't know if he had complete intent of
and I think
killing
that's what
George Floyd.
the whole case was about.
That's what the
is he
whole
didn't-
debate is about.
Yeah. And he didn't get first degree murder.
No,
So they decided that he didn't.
he didn't.
He didn't go out that morning
Intentionally.
and say, I'm going to kill George Floyd
Right.
today.
A person convicted of first-degree murder will face a sentence of 25 years in prison.
So after 25 years, they get to return back to normal civilian life.
But it could be higher, right?
Yeah.
Or is
Well,
that,
yeah.
Yeah, that's not sad.
But that's a typical first degree murder charge.
So,
So you're telling me if
Do you
I
feel-
go out,
do you,
if I go out,
yeah, okay, go.
I go out tomorrow morning and I kill your mother. Sorry, Krista.
Gone forever.
Do you think, how would you feel about me coming back out of prison and being back okay in the world? You think that
Well,
eventually
it is
I'm
what
gonna
it
be an
is.
okay guy?
Okay, put it in this perspective. Because you shot his mom.
Yes. Krista's never going to live another day.
Did you have a reason for it? Did you just do it for no reason?
No, I didn't like
reason.
Krista.
Okay.
She made me bad brownies one day. I didn't like her.
Okay.
So obviously he's messed up in the head.
Yeah.
Because you don't kill somebody
Right.
over brownies.
Right. So the reason
Do
of
you
the
think-
killing
hold on.
is another thing. The
Do
reason.
you know first degree murder? Do you think 25 years in federal prison is going to straighten his mind out?
The reason behind the killing is what makes the difference.
So
If
now,
it's obviously she made him a bad batch of brownies and he shot her over it, he needs.
but do they
help.
know that? Krista can't testify.
But I'm sure there's other people that can testify.
I thought the brownies were good.
Yeah, but dude, you don't know that's my reason. I
Yeah.
never tell anybody. I just keep that in my head.
Yeah, but typically people,
So you think there should be a certain...
typically the murderers are gonna say something like that at some point in an interrogation or in court.
So what scenario that a person kills somebody, is that okay for them to be released back out into the world after 25 years?
What scenario?
Yeah.
I don't know.
What if I don't have a reason? I just go out and shoot Krista just because I just do it.
Do you think they should be back in the world?
Do you
after
feel
25 years?
comfortable with me coming out as a
Do you feel
42-year-old?
comfortable being absolutely ambushed right now?
There's people that are still like that though in this world. There's people that will probably wake up in the morning and say, "I wonder if I could kill somebody today," and they're living out there right now. But I don't know what he'd be like in 25 years.
You don't. Would
I-
you? Yeah.
So
I could be the same person.
You
Would you
could
be
be-
nervous knowing that
I
I'm
don't
in the
know
world
if,
again?
I don't know if you would be the same person
I think you would be
A-
worse.
after at least 25
I
years.
think mentally you would be worse.
That would be awful.
after
in my
prison
mind. I agree.
prison has a reverse effect than what it should have on people.
should make people
110%.
better. And
It
probably
turns
doesn't.
them worse. Prison is supposed to have people definitely with problems. Some
The theory
pretty
is the
messed up
timeout
people
corner.
is
You think about what you've done
you get sent to
and you
timeout.
don't do it again.
Exactly.
Except it's for 25 years and it's because you killed someone.
Yeah.
Do you
It's-
think they
it's a
should be let
severe
back out in the
timeout
world?
corner.
Is anybody gonna feel safe? Are you gonna feel safe with me in the world?
That's how it is. If you don't think you purposely shot somebody, but the whole rest of the world does, and you get sent away for 25 years, and people think you should never come back into
That
this
is
world.
not the question.
No,
No,
it's not.
That's
I'm
not
asking
the
you
question.
what
the
you're
question.
asking me.
The question is, do you think if I kill somebody after 25 years of being in federal prison, will I be better than when I went in?
I think that's an eye for an eye kind of deal.
What do you mean it's
Is-
an eye
is-
for an eye?
Is Krista gonna come back after 25 years of
she's
me
not.
killing her? So why
Do
should
you
I
think
get
you
to?
should be sentenced to death?
Why should I get
no.
to?
Prison, life in prison.
Life
He's
in
saying life. No.
Okay.
Why should I?
No.
She
Nope.
doesn't get to live.
We're ending
Why
it
should
right
I
here.
get to live?
We're ending it right here. Do you think after 25 years of prison, I will have changed my ways and be better than when I went in?
There's a chance.
There's a chance, but I think that
We're
it's
ending
so
it right
minuscule.
there.
No.
That's it.
No.
I think that there,
No.
I think that it's so minuscule. There's
I have
so
questions
few
for
people.
you as well.
All right, bring them.
Just like what I was saying
Yeah.
earlier. Say you accidentally shoot somebody, but nobody else thinks so.
How do I I need a scenario. How do I accidentally shoot someone?
Say somebody comes up to you. You think they're trying to hurt you. Say you have concealed carry.
Mm-hmm.
You just want to point your gun at them. You
Mhm.
accidentally shoot them right in the forehead. They're dead instantly.
Okay.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So obviously, even though you killed somebody, you're gonna get charges either way.
Yeah,
But you end up
no.
I don't know. Yeah,
That's
that's
self-defense.
true.
no, you're still gonna get charges.
If they came up
In
and I thought
self-defense?
they were harming me,
You're still gonna get charges.
if they came up to me
Right,
and I
That's
thought
in
they were harming me,
self-defense.
Let me finish here.
okay.
Okay,
You
no
finish.
no matter what you thought, say there was security camera that shows this man running up behind you. You turn around, pop him, dead.
That's self-defense,
Okay.
obviously. They have video proof of it.
But turns out that guy has nothing on him. Okay. And everybody thinks you are a god-awful person, and nobody wants you to come back into the world. And you thought all you were trying to do was protect yourself. So now there's a middle place here.
I don't think that's
I don't
gonna
think
happen.
feelings are a thing. They
I
got to
think-
look at the facts.
The fact is, this man
Is charging
sprinted
me
behind me, startled me. I turned,
And you killed him.
in self-defense
and
used
what?
my weapon.
What alibi
But-
does he have?
Nobody has.
How do I
nobody
not-
knows that man's intentions.
He's running at me.
Yes.
Nobody
he's
knows his
running at you.
intentions.
It
Is he
doesn't
just-
matter.
Is he running quietly?
He might have.
Like a
I
mouse.
don't
He's
know.
running like a mouse
Yes.
straight at me.
Yes.
And I don't have.
I think everybody should have a second chance at getting back into life.
I don't know about everybody.
First time murder.
So, okay, what happens if I
Convicts.
go into a school and just spray?
Then obviously,
Do I get second
you're
chance?
fucked up and you're getting on death row.
Okay.
If you go into a school and spray and pray, get a 20 kill streak, you're.
What if it's
you're
an
Oh, God.
Okay.
What if it's an accident?
God. Yeah,
Yeah.
what if
What
it
if
was
it's
an
an
accident?
That ain't no
What
accident.
if it's an
okay?
accident? It might be.
They were all running at me and I was startled.
Maybe the school needs new windows, and I'm just helping them get rid of the
But
windows.
I'm saying everybody gets a second chance. First time.
Almost everybody gets a second chance.
Almost
I think maybe you
everybody.
can look at behavior in prison. If somebody's a mental health person in prison all 25 years
Then they
and
should
they're
get
like on
sent-
suicide watch, I think they should
They
get more
sent
until
to
they're
where
fine.
they need to go. Right.
I think maybe you can look at some behavior stuff.
So, because of their mental health, do you think they should be somewhere and get help?
Yeah,
Instead
they
of
should
being
get
stuck
sent
in
to
jail.
a,
Yeah,
like
I feel
a
like the prison
sanitarium or
system
something.
is completely screwed up. Like people just get thrown in there and get treated like animals. I don't know exactly if they get watched or not on like their mental health, and if they are doing bad, they get taken out and go somewhere else to get
Yeah.
better help provided to them. I don't know if that's the case, but going to prison for 25 years at least, you should at least have a second chance at life.
If you're a good person that whole time and your behavior's good, you don't try to break out, you don't start fights in prison weekly, then I think, yeah, you can look at that, letting them
Right.
back out.
All right. I can agree with that.
We'll end it there.
We'll end it
I
there.
think we can end it there.
Thank you for watching another Why Not podcast. We got a little controversial
Little bit.
amongst the
Little bit.
table. We'll see you on the next one. Peace. Thank you to our other sponsors, Grow to Get Daycare, Wacoma Lab Breeding, and the Hanson family for being proud sponsors of the Why Not podcast.